When you help a genuine person who's down, who's going through things, they're going to appreciate the help, they're going to appreciate the support, and they're not going to drag you down with them. When you help a narcissistic person, when you help a toxic person, they're going to have a strong desire to seek to take you down with them, take you down to their level. We can all be treated unfairly within our lives. We can all be the victim of something in our lives. We can all suffer traumatic experiences. However, many people take responsibility for things that aren't even their fault. They pick up their own pain, they pick up their own suffering, and they work to make suffering less for others. Narcissistic people, even though fair enough some of their suffering might not be their fault, they don't pick this up. They pass responsibility on to others. They cause others suffering to feel better within themselves. They don't take responsibility for their own suffering. They cause suffering within others. They cause pain within others. They cause resentment and anger within others because they fail to take responsibility for their own feelings, for their own behaviour. In life, you need to be around people who want what's best for you, who want to bring out the best side in you, and avoid those who bring out the worst in you, who want to see you fail, who want to see you getting angry, who want to see you getting wound up, who want to shift the blame onto you, who seek to pull out the worst within you so that they can blame you. You need to avoid those kinds of people. Narcissistic people have a strong desire to bring you down. So when you're feeling inadequate at something, when you're putting yourself down, a narcissistic person will validate these feelings within you. Not only will they validate these feelings within you, they will create feelings of jealousy, resentment, not being enough within you, and then validate those feelings for you. Genuine people, if you're not feeling enough, if you're not feeling capable, if you're putting yourself down, they're going to be annoyed with you, and they're going to be telling you that you are capable, that you can do it, but will you stop talking to yourself like that, that you are good enough. Genuine people who care about you are going to try and raise you up. They're not going to want to see you pulling yourself down. Narcissistic people want to create feelings of not being enough within yourself, and then they're going to validate those very feelings for you because they seek to make others suffer, because they don't take responsibility for their own suffering. A narcissist they'll go around and they'll validate your insecurities. They will make a small insecurity into a huge insecurity, and they'll add other insecurities into the mix for you. Whereas their behaviour, they usually find ways to rationalise and justify their behaviour that we validate their excuse. We almost give them permission to treat us so poorly by validating the excuses that they've made to us, validating their blame shifting, validating them creating a scapegoat. And well, if it wasn't for them, well, for such a tough time I had. And this is especially important around people with addictions of some form. We can feel like we're trying to help them when we're actually validating them by not stepping away from them. As the more we help them, the more their addictions continue. They're not looking to change. They're looking to use their issues to exploit you into caring and helping for them, while they try to bring you down to their level so that you feel as bad as them. You want to avoid people who fail to take responsibility for their behaviour. Avoid people where if you try to share your good news with them, they're not interested in listening to you. They interrupt you, they talk over you, they talk about something that they've done that's far better than you, or that someone else has done that's far better than you. They're bitter and resentful of you, and they seek to sabotage and hurt and punish you. They go around talking about you behind your back, and one way to know they're talking about you behind your back is they're talking about others to you behind their backs. They're putting other people down. They're invalidating other people's experiences, and they will go around invalidating yours. And when you share your bad news with them, they almost seem pleased. They seem unpleasantly smug at your suffering, your pain. And again, they will bring the conversation back onto themselves, not to show that understanding and try to help you, but to outdo your suffering, to bring it on to how they've suffered far worse than you, and what you're going through is nothing in comparison to what they've been through. Which again, we can rationalize, we can justify that as a way, because we can pick up a conversation with someone who's going through something that we've been through and discuss it, a two-way conversation, discuss it with each other to gain more knowledge, gain more understanding, and try to help each other out. Narcissists aren't interested in helping each other out. They're interested in being the center of attention. They're interested in bringing you down. They're interested in making you suffer. They're interested in making you feel bad. So if you've had a bad day at work, they're going to have had one that's far worse than yours. It's always, what about me? Me, myself, and I. They talk a lot in, well, I've been through this, well, I've done that. They're not interested in you. Only what they can gain from you. When it comes to dealing with toxic people, narcissistic people who seek to bring you down, you have to learn to stop dealing with them, stop communicating with them, stop sharing with them, leave them to live their life, stop enabling them, stop trying to help them, and go no contact. No contact is incredibly difficult to begin with, especially if it's a family member or a childhood friend you've known for a long time. No contact is incredibly difficult to do. However, it is well worth it. And no contact is no contact. Like they don't exist in your life. Block them on everything. Block them on emails. Don't block them on phones. Get new mobile phone numbers if needed. Some narcissistic people are incredibly persistent. You might have to, it's best to block their friends and family, and you can feel incredibly rude blocking their friends and family. And what you have to remember is it is their friends and family, and if their friends and family aren't willing to see who that person is, if they're willing to enable that person, then leave their friends and family to support that person. You cutting them off, you might feel mean because you might want to help them. Well, their friends and family, they're helping enable them. So it's difficult to do, however, it's worth it. And who cares what their friends and family think of you? That's not your friends and family. We have to get our own lives in order before we can start ordering other people's lives. And throughout life, it's one big learning curve. So we never really get our own lives in order. We just aim towards things with the hindsight of past experience. We shouldn't judge other people because we don't know what other people are going through. And more often than not, because you don't judge other people is often why you can put up with behaviour that most of society would deem unacceptable. Put up with addictions because you can think, well, they've had a tough time. Well, if I can just help them through this, and not realise that they're sabotaging you because you're not judging them. You're trying to help them. You're trying to support them. All the while, they're judging you, trying to hinder you, trying to sabotage you. And yes, we can all hit downward trends in life. We can all hit downward patterns of behaviour in life. Genuine people will appreciate the help. They'll appreciate the support. They'll often not share what they're going through. They'll often try and keep it from you. They'll not use it as leverage to get attention from you. They'll often be trying to hide it from you. They'll be putting the biggest smile on the face to the world. We can all hit downward trends. Most people will use that to try and help other people out, to try and lift other people up. Narcissistic people are looking to drag you on that downward trend with them. If they're going to suffer, everybody else should suffer. When it comes to dealing with toxic people, no contact is always the best approach. This isn't always possible, in which case it needs to be the rules to deal with narcissistic people. And grey rock. Grey rock is business-like communication, need-to-know basis, as boring as possible. If you need to tell them something, take out all the fillers and just keep it to a maximum of 3-4 words. Meeting there at 9 and just leave it as that. When it comes to grey rock, you need to be as boring as possible, as dull as possible, so that they lose interest within you. Do not share your good news or bad news with them. They're not seeking to be pleased for you. They're seeking to sabotage you. They're not seeking to help you. They're seeking to bring you down. You'll have learnt this in past communication with them. When people aren't interested in communicating on a genuine level with you, stop communicating with them and do not ask about them, because you're then going to be drawn into that rabbit hole of doom and gloom. A narcissist is looking to bring you down, make you suffer. And you might feel rude cutting conversations off with them and not answering them, not playing into their games. And sometimes the only way to deal with rude people is to be rude to them, so that they understand that level of communication. Them striking up a conversation with you and you just going, okay, yeah, and showing a complete disinterest might trigger a narcissistic injury. It might trigger a narcissistic rage, which is why you need to stay safe. However, it's showing them that you are no longer going to enable their behaviour, and that's on them. You're not being rude when they are disinterested in you. Life's a two-way street. When they can't follow that two-way street, you have to cut them through. You have to go no contact. You have to go grey rock. And you have to go no contact within your mind if you can't go no contact personally. You have to stand there and recognise the behaviour, recognise the gameplay, and no longer take part. Again, when you're no longer taking part, when you're going no contact, you might feel rude going no contact with them. And people might not understand. A narcissist will use this as leverage to smear your name, to pity play with others. And it is quite believable, because we once believed those lies the narcissists were telling about others to us, about how horrible somebody else had treated them. We just hadn't had the experience to recognise how the narcissists were treating those people, for those people to then cut the narcissist off, to then be rude to the narcissist. You can ask a narcissist a straightforward question and they're not going to answer this question, or they're going to answer a question with a question. They're going to drag you down the rabbit hole into the swamp of doom and gloom, their misery. They're going to drag you into those non-productive arguments. And in such cases, we just need to say no more and stop going with them and start taking our own path in life. A narcissistic person is going to throw you off the boat, and then they're going to throw you the lifebuoy, and then they're going to pull you back up, and then they're going to claim that they saved your life, and then they're going to expect eternal gratitude from you for them saving your life. And a narcissistic person will jump off the boat, will expect you to reach a hand out to help them up. And when you do, they're going to pull you down with them. And they're going to blame you as to why they fell why they jumped off the boat. And they're going to blame you to all those around you. And they're going to make out that you're the one that's causing the problems, that's causing the issues, and that you're the one that deserves to be left to suffer after all you did to them. When it comes to dealing with toxic people, one of the best ways is don't. Stop enabling their behaviour. Go no contact. And if you cannot go no contact, go grey walk. Walk away from toxic people. Walk away from narcissistic people. Leave them to go and destroy their own lives so that they can no longer destroy yours. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.